Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Superman, Top Deck Heroes. I'm giving you my deck profile from the past regionals, which was the 29th of April. I went 5-3. Kind of disappointed because I was doing really well in the tournament. And I ended up out of 217, I finished 36, which I was right beside Robert Bryant. You guys know him. He did top 16 at the YCS Atlanta with Dark World. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the deck profile. Of course, 3 Greffa, triple Snow, triple Brow. Alright, my personal tech choice, I run triple Silva, just because you need those 5s, okay?
Shiny.
You really need them. Yeah, they're all ultimate rare, so of course I'm going to run them because they're really shiny and pretty. And the other thing is when I get his secondary effect, I can get around cards that people been using a lot, like Stardust. Instead, I just grab 2 cards, put it at the bottom of the deck, and then my opponent can't shuffle. Okay, so that's a big neg off of him. I run the triple Trans Archfiend. Trans Archfiend is MVP. Discard for Dark World. They get their effects. When he's destroyed, I can grab a dark monster that's removed from play and add it back to my hand. To me, that is just bullshit shenanigans. Alright. The one Morphing Jar, just because Morphing Jar has always been my favorite card. I started playing in 2002, and when the first Tournament Pack 2 had released, I read the card's effect and thought it was ridiculous. I used to run Cyber Jar a lot before it got banned, and then when I seen this, to me this was just even more amazing, like Fiber Jar. So, got to run this in Dark World. He pluses. Usually when you can flip him, not only are you going to set up for a big field presence, but you're going to reload your hand. So that right there is just good in itself. Alright, for spells, triple Gates, which is standard. You got to run them. Triple Drag Down. Drag Down is a must. Look at your opponent's hand, know what they're going to play, how they're going to play. Just by looking at 2 or 3 cards in your opponent's hand, you can actually tell what kind of strategies they like to run and what kind of player they are. If they're aggressive style, or they're going to be more of conservative. If they're a conservative player, all their good cards are going to still be in their hand. And guess what? You're going to pluck them.
Enter Scoop Phase.
I run the triple Dealings. I see a lot of people, they only run 1. Okay? To me, no. That's just not good for Dark World. I mean, it's a Dark World card, so therefore it's searchable for snow. You draw, then you're going to discard, allowing you to plus. Alright, that right there in itself is just too good. Now, you only want to take these out for mirror matches, and usually when I play a mirror match, I only drop 2. I leave the 1 just to help me get my steam going and get running through the deck.
Wouldn't that card be a +2, considering you're drawing, and then you get to do the Dark World effect?
Well, you're playing a card, so by playing 1 and then drawing, that's a 1-for-1. And then you're getting the Dark World's effect, so that's a +1.
Oh, okay.
Alright, now, my deck was originally 40 cards on Friday. Okay, Friday I was getting prepped and getting ready to go for that Saturday morning. I only had a 40 card deck, and I got to thinking about strategy and how, okay, a lot of people are going to side for Dark World. It's easy for them to side for Dark World. Why? Because you're going to play in sector matches and tournaments too, and sectors are dark, just like Dark World. So Shadow Imprisoning Mirror is a card that you got to look out for. Okay, there's a lot of E-Hero decks. Also, if you watch Clutch's video on his deck profiles, siding in D-Fissures, okay? D-Fissures, Shadow, Imprisoning Mirror, they really hurt the Dark World. So I decided that Friday night that I was going to go ahead and do a random throw-in, take 3 cards, and just make the deck 43. Because I can draw through the deck so fast, it didn't matter if I added them in. So I went ahead and teched in triple MST, okay? This card raped everybody. Of course, standard, I run the Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Allure Darkness for that extra draw power. It's just to help you get going. A lot of people, instead of running the Allure, they'll run Foolish just to dump off Greffa. I don't like doing that. If I get Gruff in hand, I want to get his effect off. He destroys cards. That's just too good not to want to do. And then card destruction, you got to run this. You don't like running it against mirror match, that's okay. But this card right here, when you play it, you're gonna win. Okay, you're gonna win. Out of my traps, I run the one Solemn Judgment, no warnings in the deck. I'm paying half, you can always pay half, but you can't always afford to pay 2,000. And a lot of times you have an open field on turns 1 and 2, so you may take a good bit of damage. And if you take too much, then you just can't afford to play Solemn Warning. So just the Solemn Judgment's good. All right, triple Reckless, just to get that extra draw power going. Yeah, you can't draw for your next 2 turns, but that's okay. You know why? Because half the deck is full of nothing but draw power. So triple is good. All right. Double Mind Crush, which, I mean, if you run Drag Downs, you run Dark World, you run the Mind Crush. And yes, I don't know what people have been saying, but if I play Mind Crush on you and call a card, I get to see your hand to confirm that the shit is not in there still. Okay? I want people to quit telling me, no, I gotta show your hand. Yeah, you do. I got to confirm, because if I call a card and then you turn around and play it, game loss. That's right.
Fuck that. Boot you out of turn.
All right. Double Torrential. This is a card I added in because originally I wasn't running anything for destruction support. I could not get a hold to the bottomless trap holes that I wanted at the time, so I checked these in instead, just because I can have the Trance Archfiend on the field after it didn't use his effect or the effective gates. Anything that's banished, my opponent summons Torrential. It's okay. I can get rid of Trance Archfiend, grab a card back that's banished, add it to my hand. That's too good. All right. The one skill drain. I didn't want to run more than one at the time in the main deck, so I just put the one in. And this right here is a shout out to Andrew Long. Okay, he lives in Japan, and I've been watching a lot of his videos. All right, and he brought up a major point. Any deck in TCG or OCG that can main deck skill drain and still work around it with perfection is a tier 1 deck. Okay, why? Because skill drain is a tier 1 card, no matter what. And then my last tech choice, of course, I done the appropriate. Appropriate. I'm sorry, guys, if I play this on you, most likely, if you can't get rid of it as soon as I play it, it's done. It's game over. I'm gonna draw through till I get, have 2-3 cards left in the deck, and by that time I have about 15 to 16 cards in hand that I have options with that I can just play. So I obliterate people with this.